Last time on the Incorrigible Party.
After contacting Geneva through magical means, the elven elder warns them that the port is unsafe, and that they can meet her at the Knowledge Center to speak about these urgent matters. But Falzaren's window to meet the Tritons is quickly closing, so he and Shaft decide to visit the secret dead drop spot, only to find signs of a struggle. Falzaren witnessing two deep scions pulling an unconscious Triton through the water, out to sea and into the depths. Left with no real choice, Falzaren summons his shark tattoo to aid in rescuing the Triton from the glowing red cannons of a shell ship that protrude from the hull of the underwater vessel. And Shaft draws Surma's twisted tentacle wand, unleashing unpredictable and wild magic.
Oh, what was that you wanted? More adventure? You got it.
Do we get a name for this?
Is that all you want to do?
Blinky.
Just had a great big thing fall out of my sack. I'm a little in shock. But yeah, I'm gonna assume that it was something from the wand and direct it to attack the submarine.
And you see it still stare at you for a few more seconds, too slow, more blinks, and it turns toward the sub, and its little wings start to flap, and it slowly moves through the water towards it. And the boat, the submarine now, the cannons again, they glow this red, and they fire at the largest target in front of them, Bitey. That is going to be a critical hit, an adjusted 20,
Oof.
a 15, and a 13.
Okay, so all four hit. His AC is 13.
Bitey takes 53 fire damage.
Oh, that might be all a Bitey, isn't it?
Bitey's looking rough, but he's still flapping his flippers.
Wow. Okay, well, Falzaren and Bitey, you two are up.
All right, so you said I was moving at half speed.
Yeah, pulling this Triton.
I think How far would I be from the sub at this point then, would you wager?
You're about 50 feet, and you can clearly see Shaft behind you now in the water as well.
I think I'm going to keep going up and away on like a 45-degree angle from this sub. And, oh man, so much of my stuff is not good underwater. You know what? We know Eldritch Blast works pretty well. So I'm going to fire an Eldritch Blast at the sub. 19 to hit.
And it slams into the side of it.
Beautiful. That is 4 points of damage. 9.
That is a miss. Unfortunately, it does go wide. Shaft, could you please roll a D100 for me?
Oh my god, this is the third time. 6. I rolled that 00. 6.
Your bag, again,
Wow.
where the wand is stowed, another one of these circular beings pops
What?
and expands out of it. And it regards you with the same slow double blink.
Winky and Blinky.
Blink 1 and Blink 2,
No,
yeah.
Winky and Blinky.
Well, eventually he'll get to Blink 182.
I'll do the same thing, and I'll go, kill the sub! And then I'm going to swim as fast as I can the other direction, which is 25 feet, I assume.
And both of these circular mechanical things continue to move. They're moving pretty slow in the water, but they continue to move towards the sub.
I will pull the wand out of the bag and hold it in my hand as I swim. I don't need anything else popping out of my sack.
These cannons round and glow again to blast one more time at Bitey.
Poor Bitey.
Oh, again. 3 hits above 15, 1 below. 3 more direct hits. And he takes 38 fire damage.
That will do it.
Ah,
Bitey is no more.
Served his purpose well.
You see, it's almost as if it looks like as if someone's erasing a pencil line. As the outer shape of it just kind of shrinks, and as if it's all receding into one point down to its tail as Bitey succumbs to the damage and disappears, leaving the body of the swallowed dead Deep Scion just floating in the water.
All right.
Falzaren, you are up.
I'm gonna keep swimming, man. I'm dashing. I'm foregoing my action and trying to get out of here as quickly as I can.
Okay, and you are at the surface now, or along the surface, or I don't know if you want to actually breach, or if you just want to get to where it's shallow again.
Yeah, whatever's the fastest angle to take to put as much distance between me and the sub as possible.
Shaft, could you roll a D100?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. 44.
You suddenly teleport 20 feet in the direction that you were moving. For the next minute, you can teleport yourself 20 feet using your bonus action.
Nice.
Do I
Dang.
feel the wand doing anything, or is this just...
It kind of shakes as you teleport and feels warm to the touch.
Okay, I'll teleport forward and also dash.
You and Falzaren are now both kind of at the surface here, nearly side by side, as Falzaren has an arm around the waist of this Triton, doing his damnedest wizard swim to get to safety. And the two circular modrons is what they're called. They continue moving towards the sub, creating a new target for the sub, as two cannons each aim at both of them. Both of these circular beings get engulfed by this fire shot from these cannons, just completely disintegrating them into gears and bits of metal in the water. Falzaren, you're at the surface, at the crest of this bed of seaweed here, where the top of this kind of drop-off is.
I'd like to have a look at this Triton, and do I recognize him?
You do not recognize this Triton. He does appear to be breathing. You see kind of some of these, a set of gills along its neck slowly opening and closing as it's filtering water and oxygen through its body.
I would like to use a health potion on him. 9 points healed.
And you see his eyes open, and he kind of freaks out a little bit, seeing this stranger that has his arms around him.
It's all right. It's all right. I've rescued you from those deep science that had attacked you. I'm Falzaren. I was hoping to meet. I left a message a couple days ago at the spot.
And you see that he calms as you mention your name. Shaft, could you roll a D100, please?
If I had $1.
36.
Could you roll a D10, please?
What the heck is this thing you have, Shaft?
2.
I thought it was just me that didn't know what it was.
You've now aged by 2 years.
Oh,
What?
shit.
Oh boy.
No way.
Oh boy.
I'm still younger than John.
What would you like to do here? You've seen Falzaren kind of stop just outside of the seaweed and down and force a potion down this being's throat.
I am going to dash again. How far away from the shore am I?
Well, now you're in the seaweed. You're about 150 feet from the shore, but you are in the shallows, and there is some cover in this seaweed now. As here, the water is only about 20 feet deep once you're out of kind of this deep, bottomless crevice where the drop-off is.
So I think I would just sense that I feel differently. I feel a little, a couple of years older. I don't even know how that would feel, but I don't think at that point I'm going to make any connection to it. I'm just going to continue to swim, dash towards the shore as fast as possible. Yell back at Falzaren, "Get out of the water, dumbass!"
And you are still able to teleport 20 feet with your bonus action.
Oh, awesome.
That lasts for a minute, so you got like 8 more rounds on that. And you see now the boat in the depths. See these beams of light start to turn again towards you, and they get larger and brighter as if they are coming forward.
Come
Falzaren,
on. We need to get away from this vessel that's under the water. It's got very powerful weapons on it. We need to get closer to shore. follow me, and I'm going to start swimming.
And the Triton follows it. Shaft, could you roll me a D100, please?
How many charges does this damn thing have?
Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh, 8.
What?
You roll
I'm
so
What are
rolling,
you
I'm
doing
rolling
with these?
low. Yeah.
From this wand still in your hand, a fireball erupts, centered on yourself.
Oh no!
No!
Thankfully, he's in the water.
Yes, thankfully you are in the water.
Deck save.
Throw the wand.
Isn't Shikara there?
Shikara pops in for a second.
+4.
Shit.
Could you make a dexterity saving throw?
Oh, that's good. 18 plus 4. 22.
That is definitely going to be all right.
So he takes half because he passed the deck
I
save, but then he's
saved.
also in water.
Yeah.
Yes, so you take a half of a half, so you actually only take 5 fire damage.
Oh, that's all right. I can take that. That's still worth keeping the 1 for now.
Friggin' ones. You know, actually, those friggin' percentile dice that you're rolling.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it depends on how the table is.
Yeah.
So you still have your turn. That was just right at the beginning of it.
Okay, so I will definitely dash, swim, and teleport, which after the last one would have been 50 plus, what did you say the teleport was? 30?
20.
20. So that'd have been 70, and now another 70. Does that get me to the shore?
You are, past the seaweed, past this growth of coral, and on dry land.
Okay, when I get there, I'm going to throw the wand about 20 feet away from me and see if it stops doing what it's doing.
Falzaren.
I'm hightailing it towards the shore.
Okay. And you see as you turn to swim with the Triton following, the lights on this boat, they go dark and you lose sight of it. As you get about halfway to shore, and we are unfortunately going to stick in initiative because we got to play out this wand thing. So, Shav, could you roll me a D100?
Oh my god. I don't have. And is this doing this even not in my hand, right?
Yeah.
That would be 30.
Where is this wand from?
So you see the wand from where you threw it. It disappears and reappears 60 feet further away inland, because it's just teleported 60 feet.
Okay. I will do nothing.
You can see Falzaren along the top of the water with this Triton behind him swimming towards you as well.
Okay.
Shaft, what is going on?
Come on, let's go!
Did I just see a fireball?
You did! Let's get out of here!
And Falzaren, you and this Triton can make it to shore. Shaft, could you roll me a D100, please?
32.
Wow.
Not getting the big numbers.
Now you see the wand, it disappears again, but this time it does not appear.
Well, I'm glad that's over.
Yeah, good riddance.
It's just blinked temporarily.
Sorry for the poor sucker that's 60 to 70 feet down the beach.
And Falzaren, you step up onto the shore, onto dry land with this Triton behind you. And, okay, so we actually have 3 more activations of this over the next literally 20 seconds. So, Shaft, could you roll me a D100, please?
Okay, there's a 3.
Wow, you're rolling
This
so
die is
It's weighted.
double zeros.
At the end of your turn, the wand reappears in the spot that you saw it disappear from. Could you roll me a D100 again, please?
62.
low. There we go. Let's see what's at the top of this table.
And one more time, please.
74.
This wand is 80 feet away from you. You kind of see this surge of... It's almost like this cloud, like this green like dust cloud, kind of poof out around it, but it reaches its limits, and about 20 feet from the 3 of you now, it dissipates harmlessly into the air. Okay, that was a whole minute worth of that activation. So we can now drop out of initiative And for 12 more seconds, Shaft can teleport 20 feet.
So for 12 more seconds,
12 more seconds.
I'll go get the wand.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So I'll run, teleport, run, and look at it. Reach down very cautiously. Sort of pull my sleeve up so I'm not touching it with my hand. Pick it up and place it in my bag very, very gently.
And you can feel this extreme heat through your sleeve, through your covering on your hand. Then it very quickly dissipates as you put it back into your bag.
And then I'll yell back to Falzaren, "All right, get your buddy and let's get away from the shore before that sub thing comes up."
I think we may have lost it. I think it turned around. Its lights went out.
Okay, well, tell him what you need to tell him and let's get out of here.
So, what happened? It looked like there was a struggle at the location I was supposed to meet you.
Yes, I was ambushed, as I was sent here by Karos, as I have been checking for the last months, the last 6 months.
Well, I left the message because there's a lot I have to tell you and Karos and your people. Oh, where do I begin? Well,
please allow me. I am Slava.
Slava, it's nice to meet you. As you know, I'm Falzaren.
Yes, and this one.
This is Shaft. He's a friend of mine.
I'm 80 feet away!
I was not expecting to find anyone but you.
I know. I didn't originally bring him with me, but he was waiting on shore in case anything bad would have happened, and I signaled him when I saw you being dragged off by these deep scions.
Their presence concerns me.
Yes, and I don't like to be the bearer of bad news, but their presence, I believe, is associated with a kraken, a juvenile kraken, but it is growing quickly. Someone has summoned it.
Explain further.
Well, I saw some sort of ritual being done by these nefarious people, and it appears that this ritual was successful in summoning a kraken, and I don't know what the purpose is for sure, but this kraken is out in these waters. I've seen it with my own eyes.
But this is not possible. This is not how krakens come to be. So we routinely patrol the Great Trench. We have seen no surfacing of a kraken. You are sure this is what you've seen?
I'm positive. I saw it myself very closely. I'm terrified for what's to come if it's allowed to mature and become its full size and strength. It's already gone through a town on the coast and wreaked havoc. Pisces.
That is disturbing.
Yes. I was hoping that the Tritons would be able to help.
Yes, of course. That is our purpose.
I believe the Deep Scions are related to this Kraken somehow. I'm not sure how. There's also some Archfey that are here, which may be involved as well.
Do they dwell beneath the waves?
There was, and I think there may still be one that is of the sea. Erica is the name she goes by. I believe she's a sea hag. And she had a lair off the shore, which had this infinite storm, the locals had called it, that was above the surface. And I sought to try and kill her, but I don't believe I was successful.
If this hag is involved with this possible kraken you speak of, then she will be terminated.
That's good. Her sister, Isabella, she is on the land. I don't know if she has anything to do with it or not, but I suspect she is evil as well, and may pose a very significant threat to this world.
If she is associated as well, she shall be terminated.
The last I saw her, and with the best of my knowledge, she is on the island of Heraklion as we speak.
Is the island associated?
I believe an elder, maybe. the foremost elder, who goes by the name of Alamar.
Then Alamar must be terminated.
Yes, he seems to have a plan to become a lich. There's some ritual he's likely going to perform before the end of the day today. I don't know any more than that, but I believe he's very powerful, and he must be stopped.
This seems like a separate issue.
Yes, it may be. Both are very concerning and very pressing. What do you think is the best course of action?
I must report this information back to my people. This is all you know. This is everything. Any detail can be helpful.
Well, maybe this will be of some significance to you or to your fellow Tritons, but when they were performing this ritual and trying to summon this Kraken, they spoke of it as Krelakina. Does that mean anything?
Until now, his face has been very expressionless. And so Tritons look very humanoid. Their skin is a very pale blue. Actually, kind of a similar colored skin to Erica's, actually, in her sea hag form. A little lighter, though. And they have a head of hair like a human would. Slava's is kind of very bright green, and he is suited in what would be comparable to a set of leather armor, like similar to what Shaft would wear, except his it's not made of any like cowhide leather or anything like that. It seems to be a little scaly, some type of other skin. And as you say the name Krelakina, he leans closer. He takes a step closer to you, and gets a little more intent. Even then, he seemed to come off as, "How did you come by that name?"
It's what I heard them saying when they said they were performing this ritual to summon the Kraken. They always used that word, Krelakina.
But that is not possible. Krelakina is behind bars in the elemental plane of water. The guard stands 24 hours watching Krelakina.
I don't know, Slava, that they were trying to summon Krelakina is all I know.
Then this threat is far greater than a simple Kraken. You say it is a juvenile.
The last I saw it, which was a few days ago, but it seems to be growing quickly.
Then something may have gone terribly, terribly wrong back home on the elemental plane of water. We must send some Tritons back there at once and check to see if Krelakina does in fact remain caged.
Well, why would these deep scions have attacked you the way they did?
The location, as you are aware of from what Karos has told you, of our civilization in the material plane is always under scrutiny and sought after by those that would seek us harm or prevent us from intervening with issues such as this.
I see. That makes some sense because in my travels, I came across bits and pieces of a map all added together, which had X's all over the waters, as if someone was searching for something, and I suspected it was someone searching for the Triton.
Do you have this map?
Yes, I do. And so I reach into my bag of holding, pull it out, unfold it, and give it to him.
And he looks at it, and he doesn't sigh, but he kind of gives almost like the physical representation of a sigh as he folds it up and does not give it back to you. I am afraid I must confiscate this.
That's fine. I don't think I have any use for it. My concern was that someone was after your civilization here on the material plane, and as always, I've done my best to protect your secrets and your location from those who would seek to interfere with your presence here.
In doing so, you have likely prevented much death to my people, and by saving me here, most likely prevented a series of rigorous and life-threatening torture in efforts to find the location of our civilization. And for that, you have my gratitude.
Well, it's the least I can do. I'm just glad I was able to come upon you at this time, in your time of need, and be of help. Anything you're able to do, I won't keep you any longer. If you need to get back to the rest of the Tritons, I would bid you farewell. I hope you're careful, and that submersible ship out there is still in the waters.
Yes, it is not the only one I have encountered.
Well, I wish it could be of more help. I think I've told you all that I know, and that'll be of any help for you. I intend to do all that I can to prevent this Alamar from becoming a lich by the end of today. I think that is a very pressing issue, but I understand that this Kralakina also needs to be looked into by your people.
Yes, if Kralakina rises to his true power, that of which he wielded before he was imprisoned, before he went by the name Kralakina, then I'm afraid this material plane is lost.
I'm going to start walking over towards them, because they're taking a long time. And I'm going to walk over and see if they look like they're okay with me walking that way.
Yeah, Slava doesn't... Again, you've been introduced. You're with Falzaren. Slava doesn't seem to have any ill will towards you approaching.
Okay, I'll walk over and I'll go, "So, are we good?"
Well, Shaft, Kralakina is something that Slava and his fellow Tritons are familiar with. It's more bad news, I'm afraid.
So these guys can't take care of the Kraken?
Well, they're certainly going to try. They have agreed to help in whatever way they can, but Kralakina is a very powerful being that's supposed to be kept under lock and key, back where the Tritons come from, on their plane.
I'll look over at Slava and go, "Look, this is not our problem. This is now your problem, right?"
This problem will be attended to by the Tritons, yes.
Great. So, how you gonna get back to tell your people? Why don't you make him invisible so he doesn't get killed by those subs out there? And then you and we gotta get to the library.
My journey will far surpass any durations of your magic.
Alright. Good luck.
All right, Slava. Safe journey. Be careful.
Yes, I will tell Karos I met with you and spoke with you and that you are well.
Thank you.
I grab his sleeve and go, "Let's go!"
And and you see Slava very unceremoniously just turns from you and walks into the water.
They're not much for emotions and chit-chat, so that's normal.
The sun's in the middle of the sky now. If we're gonna keep this guy from being a lich, they need to take care of that. We need to take care of our thing.
Let's go. Now, Shaft, I would just like to say that you've never seen me use this spell before, but I have the ability to disguise myself. In case you were within sight of me before I changed back to the Falzaren that you see here. I was hoping to look somewhat similar to a Deep Scion in order to distract these two that were taking Slava away and buy myself some time until you were able to catch up.
I tell you what, next time you do it, and I don't know it's you, give me a sign. How about something like this? And I hold up my fingers and go, "You give me that signal, and I'll know it's you, buddy."
Yeah, as you can see, it wasn't the best disguise. I think you may have been able to tell that I didn't quite exactly resemble a Deep Scion.
I didn't pay any attention, really.
Well, if you're up close next time around, I mean, it's probably not great for me to be using that spell to look like a Deep Scion, given recent events, but you'll see it's not perfect.
As I expect.
Shikara and Mia, you arrive at the Knowledge Center. And when you enter it, it seems like it's quite crowded. There's a bit of an audible, excited kind of whisper buzzing through the air. There's many people zipping back and forth from the shelves, returning to tables with armfuls of books. And you see the same librarian that you spoke to a couple days ago when you had visited, sitting behind the help desk.
Shikara, should we ask the librarian if Geneva's here, or keep it on the DL and...
If you do not see her, we could ask. There is no harm done. I'll look around for Geneva real quick.
You don't immediately see her.
I'll walk over to the desk. Excuse me.
Hello.
Have you seen Elder Geneva?
Oh, yes, I believe she's off helping some of the students find some books.
Thank you. And I assume she pointed us in a direction.
Yeah, she motions kind of further into some back stacks.
We'll head that way.
Okay.
You move in the direction in which she points, and you kind of almost bump into Geneva and a youngish-looking human, both with a stack of books in their arms.
Oh, Geneva, sorry. It is most urgent that we speak with you.
Oh, of course. And she's got like maybe half a dozen books. She kind of piles them onto the already large stack. In he looks like a teenager. This kid, in the teenager's hands, and kind of shoos him away to one of the tables. And Geneva motions kind of back the way they were coming, further into this stack, away from anybody that's immediately visible.
Mia's gonna be looking around, being extra cautious, and wherever we end up, she's gonna like peek her head out of the end and like look around, just making sure there's no one around.
Sure, of course. I'm glad you two made it. As you can see, Alamar has lived up to his promise and has supplied us with pupils to begin our research into the Kraken and Deep Scions.
There is a more pressing matter. Do you know where Alamar is right now?
I don't. This morning he was very short with myself and the other elders, and he took breakfast in his own quarters, which is quite unusual for him. He seemed quite angry, quite disturbed. I unfortunately have not seen him since he retired, but I did leave my familiar, Spindly, to keep watch for his departure. Though coming down here to meet with you, unfortunately, it does keep me out of range of being able to contact him telepathically.
We believe Alamar is going to attempt the ritual tonight.
We need to know where he's gonna be. We have no idea where the ceremony is gonna take place.
And if you know what he may use as a phylactery.
Well, I can only guess. I don't know where or if in the keep itself he would perform such a ritual. I don't know if his library that you found, what does it look like? I don't know if that is room enough for him to do it as well. But the only other place I can really think of is the cliff's edge behind the city. Nobody ever goes there. There's nothing there.
We made it quite obvious that we had found the library. There will be no mistaking that. I do not believe he would find that safe now.
That may explain his temper this morning as well. I do know of a path to get behind the city. You do unfortunately need to travel along the outer walls of Heraklion, and it's quite a narrow path along the cliff's edge.
Okay, you tell us that, and we have one other issue to ask you about. The ritual of catharsis. We found a book detailing how to perform such a thing, but it requires phlogiston. Do you know how to get some?
What is this ritual?
I had assumed you would be familiar with it.
To what end do you perform it?
A friend of ours is trapped. A friend of ours that you're not aware of this situation. We wish to free him of his commitment.
I see. I understand. I'm sorry. I did not realize that is what the ritual goes by. As I'm afraid I do not know where we can get any of this phlogiston. I honestly have very limited knowledge on where it even originates.
Shikara's visibly upset at that.
It's okay, Shikara. We'll figure it out. Now Geneva, this pathway along the outer walls into the cliffs. What are you doing tonight? You free? You wanna come try to stop him with us?
Well, are you planning on directly confronting him to battle him? What is the plan? Will you apprehend him? Will you kill him?
I don't know that we all came to an agreement or that we know what we're doing, but he has to be stopped, and he wants to perform this ritual under the Omen Moon. That sounds like the place.
Ideally, we would talk him down.
Yeah, we can't let this ritual take place.
I fear he may be too strong for us to stop.
He also may be too far gone to be the leader of your elders. I mean, he's compromised. He's not... Something ain't right.
He does wield great power, yes, and I do agree that if you are to confront him, you will need all the help that you can get, and I would be happy to give what I can lend. You mentioned a phylactery. I am not entirely sure what he would use, but there's one thing that I have never seen him without. His cane, his eagle-headed cane. I don't know if he could use such a thing, but I would bet that could be something that he certainly is attached to.
I know not of these matters. We were leaving that information up to Falzaren.
Since our talk with the rest of the elders of Deep Scions, this night I've tossed and turned, and I've had time to put some things together myself, and I do believe that at least one elder may also be compromised. Keek, I've noticed some strange actions on his part. I, at the time, chalked it up to I don't know what, but under the guise of an infiltration, it all just seems to connect and make sense. He's been disappearing randomly for hours when he should be performing his elderly duties, often coming up with very weak excuses as to his absence. I just assumed maybe he was distracted by something else. I do fear that he cannot be trusted.
That is good to know. Also, we fear that Isabella may not be completely trustworthy. It seems she was helping Alamar to be able to perform this ritual, getting him the ingredients that he needs.
That explains Alamar's insistence upon a sixth elder.
It does seem unwise to have even numbers.
Do you know anything else, Geneva, about liches and the process? Anything about the ceremony?
Only that he must drink and consume this elixir. As far as I know, it will kill him, but not for long.
Mia looks over at Shikara, like, do we mention the elixir?
Shikara gives a little head shake.
Okay, so Mia stays quiet.
What now? I don't know what do you need of me now?
Can you talk to the other elders and see if they will join us?
I can speak to Gundar and Sybil, yes. Sybil, she will definitely take some convincing. She's quite a timid creature. And Gundar, I believe I can sway. I think I will leave your names out of it.
Did not seem to like us much.
He does not seem to like much of anything, actually. I wouldn't take it personally.
I have known others like him.
I guess for now, we're going to be waiting around here, waiting for Falzaren and Shaft. So, if you could kind of carry on business as usual, not to attract any suspicion, but, like you said, talk to Gundar and Sybil, I think that would be good.
I could do that, yes.
We need to meet together again tonight. Where would be a good place to meet if we traverse out of the city together as a party?
The path that runs along the western wall of the city. We could meet there. We could meet at the front gates.
Okay, we shall meet you there. At dusk.
And she kind of gives you a quick nod, and if that's all you have to speak to her about, she'll go and she'll move into some kind of, overseeing some of the students again. There's many of them here flipping through books and different texts, researching. So she's not immediately, kind of scurrying out of the knowledge center or anything like that.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
Is there something that the two of you would like to do here at all?
I'm assuming there's probably no books on liches here. That seems like something that would be...
forbidden?
Against tradition. Shall we...
I don't really know what I want to do, Shikara. We might have some time on our hands right now. Might be a while. This library's good for nothing.
How much do you know of Falzaren's situation with Isabella?
Shikara, I don't know. Falzaren told me that Izzy gave him some magic, and I know now not to trust her. Obviously, she was helping gather ingredients for this elixir and working with Alamar, no matter how much she supported us with taking down this Kraken. I mean, she's involved with the Paladins of Cultus. I know they're not good things. Is Falzy, what is their relationship? I don't really know.
Against his will, Falzaren entered a pact with Isabella. She holds power over him. That is why I want information on the ritual of catharsis and the phlogiston. It could be used to sever the pact. It seems his life may be on the line now.
I mean, phlogiston is in the book that I read. I shared that with you guys, I think, before I went to bed.
We do not know how to get it, though, and I was wondering if Geneva might have an insight to that.
No, we don't know how to get it. I don't know, but...
I believe if we cannot free Falzaren from this pact, Isabella will be the death of him.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, that puts things into perspective. Should we be afraid of Isabella being at this ceremony with Alamar? She sounds pretty powerful.
I do not know if she was helping him for her own selfish reasons. I don't know if she is actually aligned with him.
I guess I just feel like Alamar's pretty powerful and has a rich tradition of magic, but maybe a bunch of us could take him. I don't know if we could take Isabella as well. I mean, or Keek, if other elders are there. Maybe fighting's not the answer, but the other thing is, Shikara, he needs an elixir. Do you think that's probably why he's so mad this morning, right? Because now he has to make another elixir?
Possibly. That was the only one we found, so hopefully it is the only one that exists. And if Isabella was helping him get the ingredients for the first elixir, mayhaps the ingredients are used up, and it is not possible to make another.
I mean, one can hope, but...
I do not know if we alone can take him down.
I don't know either, and that's why I think the two of us could put our heads together right now in the time we have, before Shaft and Falzaren come, because I think Falzaren's so involved in this now I know, and his opinion might be biased, right? And we need to be smart about this.
Yes, there is much to think on.
Do you want to see if there's any books on liches or phlogiston?
Would not hurt to look. We are only waiting for the others.
Okay, well, do you want to focus on the ritual of catharsis and I'll focus on phylacteries and liches?
All right, I will start looking.
All right.
I'm going to walk a little ways away, and I'm going to try and find another quiet area where there's no one around, and I'm going to try to pray to Dendar for guidance.
Okay. Is there a certain specific way? I mean, I'm not sure what kind of experience does Shikara have and higher beings kind of thing. As the type of paladin you are isn't necessarily worship of a god, right?
Correct. So, like, I don't pray. So I'm like standing there like, I don't know what to do. I've seen people pray. Obviously, I've seen clerics pray to their gods, so I will assume the same kind of position that I've seen clerics take. And I guess I would probably get down on my knees in a quiet corner and close my eyes and try and picture Dendar.
Okay.
Dendar, O Serpent Mother, I beseech you for guidance. Can you assist us in our quest?
And as you're knelt down here, kind of hands clasped, you kind of feel a bit of a tingling sensation in your arm that you've branded, and your ring as well begins to get warm. But other than those sensations, you don't hear or feel anything else.
I will sigh disappointedly and say to myself, I do not know what I was expecting, but it was definitely more than that. And I'll start looking through books.
And Mia, you're looking into the lich, right, you said?
Yeah, liches or phylacteries. Maybe liches first, let's say.
And, I mean, you know that a good place to start would be searching through maybe some books about necromancy and all that kind of thing, as if, it's all related. And as you're searching for a number of minutes here, you are able to find information about necromancy, obviously, because it's a school of magic that is taught in Heracleon and experimented with. You don't find anything specific about liches or the ceremony, the type of ceremony, but you do find, mentions of it and how sometimes lichdom is sought after, but in very rare occasions can often come about through means of prolonging one's life, like accidentally, basically. So it does seem there is more than just this singular way of becoming a lich, but you definitely don't find anything like a list of the elixir ingredients or anything like that. You also don't find any mention at all about any like the Omen Moon, like anything like that.
Okay. Oh yeah, would there be a book about like moons or anything like that?
Yeah, you could search for something like that, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be the next thing then. The Omen Moon. Good idea, Leland.
Well, while you two are doing this, let's go back to Shaft and Falzaren. And the two of you are heading back from the Triton meeting spot back to the city, correct?
Yeah. Well, that went well. Sorta, I guess.
Yeah, that's... At least we were there to help save him. That could have been very bad if we weren't around to intervene.
Well, let's head back. I need to make a pit stop here at Tennerman's place. We might be able to get some good information if you work for me here. Work with me. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go in, and I'm going to say that you're Samuel Colston's scribe. And I want you to just give me a bunch of hell. Can you do that?
Can you be more specific? Like what
just,
am I?
You just play off of me. I'm going to make it up as I go. But trust me, it'll work out.
Okay, I guess so.
All right. So we're going to head through the city, and if nothing stops us, we'll head right to Tennerman's place.
Now, Shaft, what's your name going to be?
I already told him my name, I think. If not, I'll just play it off. Don't worry. I'm good at this.
Okay.
I do it to you all the time.
I'll take your lead, I guess.
All right, we'll walk in. Is it open?
It is, and Alstoff is behind the small halfling and gnome-sized counter.
Okay, as we walk in, I'm going to look back at Falzaren and go, all right, I'll ask him, but just calm the hell down. I'm here to get some of my stuff.
Look, you need to stay on task. This is important.
Look, hey, how's it going, Alstoff?
We don't have time for you to be dilly-dallying around.
Just, look, I understand. I will get to it.
Samuel is going to be extremely upset with us.
Hey, buddy, you got those manacles all wrapped up for me, buddy?
I do, yeah, they're finished. What's the problem here with these two?
Well, let's first, how much were those again?
You, still another 100 owing. Would you like to inspect them?
Yeah, can you show me how it works? Hey, come here.
We really don't have
for
time.
A second,
We
so I
don't
can
have
at
time
least
for this.
introduce you. This is Paul Zaren. He's a scribe for Samuel Colstis. He's a bookkeeper guy. He won't shut the hell up most of the time. I apologize. I shouldn't speak that way.
I'm sorry, sir, but this is... We don't have time for dilly-dallying. Like, just get whatever you need here and...
Yeah, let me see the manacles. Let me see. Hey, turn around here for a second. I want to check these things out. And then I'll get you the information you're looking for.
Okay.
And you see Alstoff, he produces a pair of jet black manacles. They have about a 5-inch length of chain between the two cuffs. And in the sunlight kind of filtering it through the front of the shop, they reflect a kind of a faint green sheen in the sunlight.
Now these can are they 4, like 2 for the hands and 2 for the legs? Was that
2 singular cuffs connected by a chain.
okay? I'll grab Falzaren's arm and pull it behind, slap it on, and then grab his other arm behind his back and slap it on and see do they do anything?
Yeah, they size to fit him perfectly as you lock them up.
Hey, try to get out of those.
What exactly is this all about? Why have you fastened my arms behind my back? And I struggle and pull. They're extremely form-fitting.
That's what I was looking for. So, how do I get them off? Is there a key or a password or something?
You control them. You lock them. You unlock them.
I grab them and
as you kind of think about them unlocking, they open up in your hands.
awesome. I take them off and I go, fantastic craftsmanship. Love them. And I'll put them in my bag and go, now, I apologize, but there's some business we have to take care of. Do you have the shipping records of the last shipment that went out to Samuel Coltis?
Yes, I mean, I know what I've constructed. I know what I've built them for, of course.
I mean, a guy like you I know keeps great bookkeeping and everything. He's been bothering me ever since we got here. He's got to check the check boxes. And if we can just take a look at that real quick, let him examine it, and then we'll be on our way.
Fine, this is ridiculous. First time I've spoken to any representative of the Paladins in years, and look at this.
I know, I'm pissed off at it too, and when I get back, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind, trust me.
And he scrumbles down and kind of on the counter and brings up this roll of parchment and kind of unfurls it in front of Paul Zaren so he can read it.
Ah, I see.
I'll look at it too. What does it say? Anything specific or eye-opening that we would like to glean some information from?
On this parchment, you just see basically 4 names and kind of a number etched in between. You see Bronze Scout, Iron Cobra, Oaken Bolter, and Stone Defender. There are notated 4 Bronze Scouts, 5 Iron Cobras, 3 Oaken Bolters, and 3 Stone Defenders.
See? That's what was loaded on the ship.
Well, wait a second. Were these the upgraded ones?
I didn't get any specifications for any upgrades.
You didn't. That could be a problem. I mean, the Bronze Scouts, what do they do? I mean, I think I remember some of the upgrades, but what was their standard? I can't remember this. Do you remember, Paul? What they said they needed to do, the Scouts? Was it speed? Were they supposed to go faster or something?
You know, I think I'm not sure we wanted bronze, to be honest, but I guess if that's what you made, can...
Look, Tenderman does awesome work, and if he says bronze is the bronze, we should be using bronze. I have no doubt that that's right. I knew there was some upgrades, and did you hear about that, Alstoff?
Look, no, the scouts, they dig like they're supposed to. That's all I was told.
Yeah.
And yes, thank you, I do make fine craftsmanship.
He kind of scoffs at Falzaren.
Ugh, bureaucrats.
I know. And, okay, the defenders, I assume there's nothing to be upgraded there, right? I'm sure they're perfect.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, the weaponry that they are equipped with is bar none the best, I'm sure, with the metal that you've made them out of, and...
They're incredibly heavily armored. I suppose their shields could be used as weapons, yes, but...
Oh, wait, I see what's the problem here. I don't see any more cubes.
Cubes?
Paul, didn't we have something about the cubes?
It was my understanding that this Tinnerman fellow here was going to manufacture some more cubes. Was that not the instructions you were given?
I've never been asked for cubes.
Oh.
Look, if that's some type of power source, I don't supply that. It wasn't asked of me.
All right, well, take a note there, Paul.
Well,
we can't... Look, the guy gets orders, and he fills them. He does a fantastic job. We're not here to question his skills or his ability to fulfill orders. Look at the guy's paperwork is fantastic.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. I apologize for being so curt and short with you, Mr. Tinneman. I can see that you're a man who knows what he's doing and does his craft well. Sometimes mistakes are made, and maybe the mistake was on our end this time.
I assure you that it was.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Did they ever ship anything back for repairs? I mean, like the Cobra that couldn't speak. I know there was one that didn't make any noise for some reason. Did they send that one back to you?
Speak? My machines don't speak.
What? No, I swear I've heard one of the Cobras just... They whispered some kind of a... Is that not part of what it does?
If you've seen one of my machines speak, then they've been tampered with after the fact. I assure you.
Oh my God, Paul! Is somebody tampering with Tinnerman's stuff back on the mainland?
I can only imagine. I've heard tell of them speaking as well, and maybe we'll need to look into this a bit deeper.
Well, you can tell Samuel himself that voids any warranties.
I will personally tell Samuel of our interchange here, and trust me, Paul will not be visiting you again.
I hope so.
Thanks, Alstoff. I really appreciate it. Do you need anything from us? Any more messages you need me to send back?
That's all that my orders have been fulfilled.
Great. Well, I hope to see you again sometime, and I really appreciate the manacles, and I'll take them out and sort of shake them and go, fantastic work, buddy. Okay, Paul, you satisfied now?
Yeah, I suppose this is good. You've kept good records. I can't deny that, Mr. Tinneman.
All right, I sort of grab him and sort of push him towards the door. I go, all right, let's get out of here. As I shut the door, I gave him a wave and go, see you later, buddy. Shut the door. Well, good job.
That was terrifying, Shaft. Never do that to me again.
Now, it's interesting. Apparently, he doesn't have anything to do with the cubes. So where the hell do those come from?
Yeah, and these beasts, we've been told they can speak, right?
Well, that's what I heard. Now we know that they can't, so something else is amiss here. So these diggers, obviously they're digging for something. Stone defenders are apparently just keeping things away. We know the Cobras aren't going to, they're there to also keep stuff away. But at least we know what we're dealing with now.
Yeah, we know a little bit more, that's for sure. That was a good idea.
Well, I guess let's get back to the library and find out how we can stop this damn lich from coming around.
All right. Let's go see if Shikara and Mia found anything out.
Before we do, Shaft, so your manacles.
Mm-hmm.
I've titled them Shaft Shackles of Shackling.
Oh, yeah.
So your shackles do a couple of different things, actually. They do work more than just a simple on-off kind of thing. A creature that's shackled by the wrists, they'll have disadvantage on any attacks or ability checks. If you shackle their ankles, their speed is halved, and they're considered to be in difficult terrain while moving, which basically means their speed is quartered, but in case there are other effects overlapping may come into effect. And due to them being made out of adamantine, they cannot be opened through magical means. If someone is going to attempt to pick open the lock, it is a DC 20 to open them. And additionally, you and any creature you designate when you use the shackles can then use an action to open them. So you could potentially make the entire party able to unlock them if you wanted to while you are locking them up.
Nice.
Once every 30 days, the bound creature can make a DC 30 strength athletics check. On a success, the creature breaks free and destroys the shackles.
Ooh.
They will size from to automatically fit a small to large creature. The last thing they do, which is a bit of an optional feature for you, you and up to one other creature may attune to these shackles. Attuned creatures can use an action to magically teleport to an unoccupied space adjacent to the shackled creature. You do not need to see the creature to do so. If you would teleport to a space that is already occupied by another creature or object, you would take 46 force damage and fail to teleport.
So just so I'm clear, if I shackle this somebody up in the Rising 3, I can teleport to them?
That's correct, yeah.
Or if you shackle somebody who then runs away, you could teleport to them and recapture them.
Yeah, they're not getting loose.
That is legit.
Very unlikely. Yeah, that is an awesome, awesome set of manacles.
And that's our... whatever. Hey, Incorrigibles. Incorrigibleites. Definitely not Lelanders. Thanks for listening. We all super appreciate you following along with our adventure. If you could take a few seconds to rate us on iTunes or wherever you listen to us, that would be great. We'd love your feedback, and it really helps our show grow. And if you like us, recommend us to a friend. If you hate us, recommend us to a friend, or share us on social media. Leland's got so much more up his sleeve, and it's a totally original homebrew. We would love to have more friends following along. We'd love to interact with you guys on Twitter at IncorrigiblePar. On Instagram and Facebook, we're at IncorrigibleParty. All our socials can be found on IncorrigibleParty.com. And on our site, you can get merchandise, character info, world lore, etc. This podcast was sponsored by Critical Hit Design at criticalhitdesign.com. Thanks to Tabletop Audio for allowing us to use any ambient sounds or music during our show. Intro and outro by Josh Jarvis. Contact him at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com for inquiries. Catch you next time!